Hey, everybody, this is Alan Campbell with Trucking Office. So let's talk business a little bit. Why do so many trucking businesses fail? We've all heard that 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years. And why does that happen? I mean, is it because we're bad at trucking, or is it something else? Notice that they say 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years, not in the first 5 days or the first 5 months, but the first 5 years. Because that 5 year time period is where a lot of management problems usually come up. The when they say 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years, I think that sometimes it's easy to start the business, but harder to manage the business and grow the business and make the business successful. I think the bigger problems come later on. Like before you start the business, it seems like that's the hard part, is getting started. But after you start it and you start running down the road for a little while, looking back on it, I think starting the business was the easy part. Managing the business and growing the business is when all the problems really come up. Um, I think that when you say 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years, the other thing too is I don't think it's because we're bad professionals. I don't think that most people fail at a business because they're bad at their craft, whether you're talking trucking or a bakery shop or I don't know, just any kind of business. Most of the time, people that start those kind of businesses is because they're really good at something. In our case, it's a trucking business, and I think the guys that are really good at trucking go out and start a trucking business or become an owner operator and get your own truck. And so it's not because we don't know how to haul the freight that we like to haul, whether you're a flatbed or reefer or van or whatever you haul. Hauling the freight isn't the problem, right? We know how to do that. We know how to get there on time and deliver the freight and do the job, no problem. So what are these management problems and how do we address that then? I think the difference between success and failure oftentimes is the people that are the most successful are the ones that come up with a really good management system and do things according to a pattern and a method. So I think that in the trucking business, it can be divided into four main categories. There's four pillars of trucking management. The first one is dispatching. Dispatching involves everything around hauling the freight, from booking the load to getting it picked up, getting it hauled, all the way up into the point of delivery. Whether you're an owner operator or you have a fleet or whatever, if you're an owner operator, you're just dispatching yourself. But dispatching is the first part of things. We have to find good freight, haul the freight, and do a good job, right? The second thing is billing. After we get the load delivered, everything that involved in billing. We have to collect all the paperwork. We have to get the bill of lading. We have to get the rate cons, get all that stuff together, get an invoice, do it quickly, and collect the money. So the second part is everything to do with billing. The third part is everything to do with expenses. We spend money. We buy every mile we run. We burn in fuel. We have maintenance. We have truck payments, insurance, all kinds of things. All of that has to be tracked and accounted for. And it's very important. Don't put your receipts in a shoebox. Those numbers have to be added up so we know what our cost of operation is. It's especially important in a down economy or in a down market. You really have to know your numbers. Important part of the business is expense tracking as a whole, I guess. So that would be our third pillar. Our fourth one is about reports and stats. And really, this probably is the most important part. After we've done all the work of hauling the freight and getting it billed and getting all our expenses counted for, the reports are going to produce some key stats that are going to give us a scorecard to let us know if we're winning or losing. Very important to understand if you're winning or losing before you run the truck down the road. That's what's going to make the difference, and where you won't become that statistics of 8 out of 10 people that fail. You want to be among the people that make it. So you need a good system and a good method and a good way to track these things. So the Trucking Office system provides an easy way to do the operational part of the business. So everything to do with dispatching and load hauling and load tracking, everything to do with billing and invoicing and tracking those payments, and everything to do with all the expenses and maintenance tracking and all that kind of stuff is all incorporated. Then we have a really good suite of reports that will give you all the stats that you need so that you can make the right decisions when you're out there booking that freight and when you're out there running month over month. It's really important. You're going to need to know, are your stats improving this month versus last month? Are your stats better this year than they were last year? If rates are coming down and you can't do anything about that part, is there something you need to do on the expenses to margins? Do you need to run more miles to make the same money this year? Or are rates better and maybe you can run a little bit less? All of those things are the things that are going to come out in the reports. You really need a good system to track these things so that you can study the reports and see what you need to do to make the right management decisions to be successful in the future. Trucking Office offers a free trial. It's truly a no obligation free trial. There's no surprise credit card up front or any of that kind of stuff. All we ask for is your email address and a couple little things about your business, and you'll be in. You'll have immediate access to the full software. You'll be able to try it for 30 days and check it out. And I think if you give it an honest look and put some freight in there and start looking at those reports, I think you'll agree with me that this is going to be a vital part of your business moving forward. And it'll give you an easy way to manage the business, an easy system, and it'll give you all that information you need to make the right decisions moving forward. So if you're not using Trucking Office yet, give it a try. Go to truckingoffice.com, click on the Get the Free Trial button now, and just go from there. Give it a try.